All right, we're back on a Monday night here on OpenLine, hopefully answering some of your questions. And everyone has so many questions right now. It is definitely a confusing time, but we're trying to get you through it, get you through this and link you to the resources that are out there. They're definitely out there. In this case, tnchamber.org for you small businesses, workers. Check it out. The president of that group has joined us this hour, Bradley Jackson. Bradley, thanks again, and we'll get right to Jan, who's been holding patiently. Hi, Jan. Welcome to OpenLine.
Hello, and thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
I was needing to know if you did not file taxes for 2018 or 19 because of low income, will you still get the money?
Okay.
You know, the way that we have read the federal stimulus is that you would have had to have filed taxes. But oftentimes, you file taxes even if you didn't have any liability there. So I would go to the IRS.gov. They have a really good website. We actually may even link to it on tnchamber.org. I'm not for sure if Lauren, Cecil, or Carolyn Davis or Ryan, one of our employees, may have linked it there. But I would encourage you to try that. The goal is to get money out there in the economy. So I think we've heard that institutions are going to probably err more on getting the money out in the economy as opposed to being very stringent about the rules so much. Yeah,
especially for lower income Americans who desperately need money just to get by, who are living paycheck to paycheck, may not have a paycheck right now, and they need food and the basics. So check out that irs.gov. But a great question, Jan. We appreciate it. Charles, you are up next on OpenLine. Hi, Charles.
Well, she answered one of my questions.
Okay.
We're in Donaldson. We're virus free, but we're quarantined, locked down.
Okay.
It's like the same question. The 2019 and 18, I was rehabbing from an accident. In the last 4 months, I've restarted my handyman business, and I've been doing gangbusters up until this happened.
Right.
And I'm wondering, I haven't done my quarterly taxes yet, but I'm wondering, I've got 2 part-time employees. And I'm wondering if I'm eligible for some of the grants that the Small Business Administration is. Do I need to file my quarterly first to do that? And I've got I've got a business license and I've got my business account and I've got all that. So I don't know what to do there. So I was curious as to that, Bradley.
Okay, listen in now.
Sure. No, I think so. The SBA, their lending provisions, they have expanded it because typically the self-employed have not had as many opportunities to gain, with regard to the loan experience or products that the SBA had. So under the federal stimulus, self-employed do qualify for these SBA loans. I'm not a tax professional, only play one on TV, but I would encourage you to talk. I think the standard is if you filed your 2018 or 2019 taxes, then you qualify for some of the stimulus dollars and loan proceeds as well.
Yeah, good question there, Charles. I want to give you a question here from Facebook Live. Lauren Cecil writes in. She wants to know, what is the Tennessee Chamber of Commerce? So that's a nice general question. And also, how is the pandemic impacting your members, Bradley?
Sure. Well, the Tennessee Chamber, thanks. We get a lot of questions. So we're the statewide Chamber of Commerce. Our focus is we want Tennessee to have a great business climate, and we engage with our state elected leaders. We frequently engage and talk to Governor Bill Lee, members of the legislature, on really anything that impacts Tennessee's business climate. We just want Tennessee to be a great place to grow business, start one, or really to raise your family. We've been around for a long time. We are a private, not-for-profit. All of our revenue comes from membership companies all across the state of Tennessee. So to transition, we have heard a lot of our companies. Our staff there at the chamber, even though we've been working from home, I think they would, they've been working a lot harder just because of the questions that we've gotten, that we're having to constantly steer resources. Yeah. But we want to be a great resource for the business community. And if you just go to our website, sign up for our emails. We've got a lot of good interactive. Certain days we'll go ahead and dive into other things that impact the business community. So maybe employment law or the Paycheck Protection Act, things like that. So encourage you to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of member benefits, for businesses. I know you have a full-time legislative experts up on the Hill pushing for businesses, small businesses, large businesses, like you said, for their interests in the state of Tennessee, and all the local chambers, all sorts of, once this pandemic passes, great opportunities to get out and meet people and network, frankly, and spread word about your business, learn about others, and that's what Chamber of Commerce does. So, we've got two callers with a similar question. This has to do with Governor Lee's statement earlier today about non-essential businesses. Deanna and Margaret are on the line. Deanna was on first, so I'm going to go to her. I think I'm saying your name right. Deanna, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You had a question about beauty salons and cosmetology, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I just had a bunch of questions about the cosmetology business. I'm a salon owner, and I read the statement from Governor Cooper that said that non-essential businesses will be closed until the 14th, which is fine, and I told my staff the same thing. Now, I called the state board and was advised by a lady named Debbie that they were not told to tell us salon owners to stop operating. She told us basically to go off of their website details about the virus, which stated that if
Right.
you have an ongoing business, just practice safe sanitation.
Right.
But that's not really clarity, and I just wanted like a date, a roundabout date, as far as Governor Cooper goes, because I believe it's supposed to be in his area, as far as to where my salon is, when I will be able to tell my...
I should say it's Governor Lee and Mayor Cooper in Nashville. Are you right in Nashville, Deanna?
I'm off of Donaldson Pike, so it's kind of in between like Nashville and
Right.
Antioch.
Okay, let's listen to hear what Bradley has to say.
Sure. So I would say Governor Lee this afternoon issued Executive Order number 22. 14 was his first one, and this executive order is really a further step by Governor Lee to limit activities out in the public, and it does get to non-essential businesses. So I think this closely aligns more so with Mayor Cooper's executive order that was executed, I believe, last Sunday regarding non-essential businesses. Now, I will say that, Governor Lee and all the great mayors we have across the state, these orders typically try to follow CDC guidelines. They want us to be safe. They want us to social distance. So, they have categorized, and we understand it's hard for a lot of business owners out there to be deemed a non-essential. We are thankful Governor Lee did define, consistent with the United States Department of Homeland Security, what constitutes an essential business or critical business operations to help provide some guidance there.
Yeah. All right, and I think let's go to Margaret to see if that answered her question. Hey, Margaret, welcome to OpenLine. Not sure if you heard that last answer. Did that help you, or do you have another question?
It sure did.
And what is your situation?
Same thing that she was asking about the mandate, what the date might be, and
Right.
continue or whatever.
It's definitely a few more weeks now, both on the state level and within Nashville for sure.
Right. I don't live in Nashville. I live
Okay.
up toward White County.
Right. All right. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Let's go next to Sylvian on line 7. Hi, Sylvian. Welcome to OpenLine.
Yes, my concern was, thank you for taking my call.
Yep.
And that is, if perhaps, for example, if a young man or a young woman is paying child support and being very faithful, not missing any payments and so forth, but they lose their job or their job actually dwindles, because the money actually goes to the government, they will not be getting a stimulus check. Is that correct or not?
Go ahead, Bradley. I'm not sure of that.
Well, and I do need to look this up because I know employers will have a number of questions about this, because a lot of times on garnishment issues they need to know the details. I do suspect though that usually child support comes out of income that you've made. It's kind of one of the first items that comes out. So I cannot say for certain, but I would suspect you're probably correct that it will come out of any sort of stimulus. But I would suspect it may be offset where the individual may be able to keep a little bit more than normal. But I just don't know.
Yeah, we appreciate those questions, and you know, sometimes we get questions that need, like you said, a little more of a deep dive. Before we go, we got about 1 minute left before this next break, Bradley. I'm really impressed by how creative some small businesses have gotten. Businesses that normally require foot traffic. We just heard today of a business down in Franklin, a small boutique that's now offering a tour of their merchandise on Facebook Live that you can schedule. They will follow, you know, go around the store and show you what they have, and then you can buy something and drive up and they'll deliver it to your car right at the curb. I mean, these businesses are really getting creative to kind of stay open and running.
Yeah, no, I would just say, you know, it really is kind of the, you know, the American way, be creative. And for Tennesseans, you know, most of the feedback we get with businesses is public health really is the most important thing. Because nothing else matters if we're not all healthy and safe. You know, similar to what these businesses have done, even the Tennessee Chamber, we've had to kind of drastically change how we interact internally with our own employees. You know, we're doing live meetings, and we're on Zoom quite a bit. But I would say, you know, overall, we're going to be fine. You know, this is a tough period. We're all going to get through it.
Yes, we are.
You know, all of our state and local leaders have come together. We've been extremely impressed with how open they are. You know, and we're just gonna, you know, we're all gonna put our heads down. We're gonna be better at the end of the day.
Bradley, thanks for spending time with us. We appreciate it.
Sure.
Have a good night. We appreciate it. We're going to wrap up OpenLine right after this.
All right.